second graders. We are here and ready to start our next lesson that goes with your series books. We're going to start with a scenario. So I want you to imagine something in your mind as I read this to you. Here we go. Imagine you are at the store with your mom and there are people everywhere. Suddenly, you turn around and you can't find your mom. You're lost. What would you do?
I think I might go ask an adult that worked at the store for help.
I might sit down and cry because I don't know what else to do.
Or if I'm really scared, I might run and hide under a rack or behind something.
So with this scenario, Mrs. Strong and I responded differently to the problem of not knowing where our mom was. So we want to teach you today that when you're reading your series book, that characters respond to problems and they can respond differently to those problems.
So, yesterday we read the story Tomorrow from Days with Frog and Toad, and I noticed that Toad didn't want to do his chores. But Frog was encouraging him to continue, and finally Toad went ahead and did the chores following Frog's directions.
Mrs. Strong and I also read the next chapter in our Frog and Toad series book, which was called The Kite. And in this chapter, there were some problems. Toad's kite would not fly, but he responded by listening and trying all of Frog's ideas about how to get his kite to finally fly.
I noticed another problem in this same chapter. There were robins who were making fun of Toad for not being able to get his kite to fly. And they kept teasing him, but Toad was able to ignore the robins and follow Frog's direction and get the kite to fly.
So, as you're reading your series book, we want you to maybe think about a problem that you read earlier in your book that you can write down, and then write how the character responded to that problem, like Mrs. Strong talked about the story Tomorrow.
Then we want you to read a couple more chapters in your book and write down maybe some new problems that happen and how your character is responding to your new problems.
By the end of reading this week, we want you to be about halfway through your series book. You do not have to finish it this week. We haven't finished Days with Frog and Toad yet, and we're going to continue with it next week.
Your teachers will be checking in to see how your reading's going.
We can't wait to hear about your characters and how they're responding to their problems, and we will see you next time.